coming up. Tell us why you did it and what you were really doing.
Well, I just like to look my opponent in the eye and concentrate on winning the fight. And it's just a thing that I do.
Do you actually think you can scare a man?
Not really, but I can look right through him and just about figure out what he's going to do. And I could see that this was going to be a tough fight. And it later proved to be.
Well, he stared you right down, almost.
That's right.
The head that impeded our vision before was that, and there it is again, of Irving Ungerman, the manager of George Chuvalo.
See, he's wiping the sweat off of us because they really sweat.
Well, you gave him the teeth.
And that's just my rubber mouthpiece. I'm trying to just tighten up my mouth. It looks like it's on the back of the teeth.
Auntie Dundee, your trainer manager, and Solomon McTeer, one of your handlers, are the others around you.
Yeah, I'm saying my prayers. As soon as the fight started, I knew that y'all was tough because Floyd Patterson couldn't knock him out, and Eddie Terrell hit and ran for about 15 rounds. He couldn't knock him out, and he's never been down, so I knew he was tough. But my strategy was just to stick and move and fill him out. And I did understand that he had terrific body punches. So I was waiting to see what they would be like, but I was surprised. He hit pretty hard to the body.
Your pattern of first-round fighting never changes, does it, Muhammad? You're always cautious, always seeking to find out what the other
That's
guy
right,
knows.
because your opponent is strong at the beginning, and he's got a lot of stamina and strength, and it's easy for him to tag if you don't watch it, if you leave an opening. Right there I was pointing and showing him that he was hitting me low, but it didn't seem to help. He kept it up all through the fight.
His face right now is perfectly clean. Now he's giving it to you in the midriff. Was he hurting you?
Well, not really, but
What are you
a lot of times...
What did you just tell him?
I told him he should hit a little harder than that.
Got you a little irritated, though, because, look, you came back at him.
Well, a lot of times in the gymnasium, I train like that. I deliberately let my sparring partners body punch me in order to toughen me up. So, really, his body punches didn't hurt, but the low blows had a little sting in them. There, I just connected with a left hand and a right. Told the press before the fight that it wouldn't be easy and that I wouldn't make a prediction, and I did figure the fight would go 15 rounds. And I also told him that you can get tired of beating a man.
You found that head easy to reach with that left.
Right. But a lot of times it looked like I was playing with him, but I wasn't. It was just something to make him tire himself out, because if you notice, I'm doing all the punching and all the work, and it
Still, he
tires out.
kept coming at you. He established that pattern in the first round and kept it up.
Well, he won't back up. I knew it would be a tough fight. And this fight did surprise many of the sports writers and the fans. They thought it would be an easy pushover. But as you can see, he's taking punches, and I think he put up a better fight than Liston and Patterson.
Well, that was the end of round one. Some writers gave it to Chuvalo. Did you think he won it?
No, I don't think he won it. I hit him about, I would say, 25 or 30 times to the head, to his feet, to the body.
Well, we'll be back with round two in just a moment. After round one, had you decided to do anything differently in round two?
Well, I figured that I would use my left hand to keep him off of me. Not really hit him hard, but just enough to hold him back. Because right now he's stepping at my toes. He had a habit of stepping on my feet, trying to catch me. But
you mean he intentionally tried to step on your feet?
Right, a few times, yes. Just the second round. This was the last round. But there he's throwing a lot of body punches. But he wouldn't back up, as you notice. He wouldn't back up.
didn't you move as much in this round as you usually do, circling constantly to the left?
He's a flat-footed fighter, as you can see, and all he do is just walk in. And I really didn't need to do a lot of moving. And I sincerely believed that the fight would go 15 rounds. So I was really pacing myself too, because it's rather strenuous, you know, in the boxing ring in a fella's hometown with the crowd behind him and the referee, and plus all the traveling and things that I've been going through for the past 3 months. You just have to take your time.
You telling me you weren't in top condition for the fight?
Well, I could have been in better condition. When I fought Liston, I weighed 206 the second time. Here I weighed 214.
So you knew you were slower going into the fight.
A little slower, right.
Now, did he hurt you there at all? You can hear the crowd roar.
Not really, but the few body punches, I think one's coming up now. That was a low blow, and I feel those a little. That was another one.
So they began to sap your strength as the fight went along.
A little they can, yes. But he has short arms, and he couldn't really hit me anywhere around the head, so he had to rely on body punches.
Were you toying with him there, using that left?
Just measuring him, holding him off of me, because he's so strong.
Why did you keep your hands up and make your stomach available to him right there?
Well, I wanted him to go for the body, but he didn't leave the opening that I thought he would. I tried to knock him out for the first 7 rounds, but I couldn't. That's another low blow.
You really tried to knock him out?
Yes, for the first 7, but after that, I just had to rely on, you know, stamina and endurance, because he wouldn't go. I didn't have the proper time to beat the heavy bag in the gymnasium like I should, because I hurt one of my hands, and there I lacked the power.
Your right hand?
Right.
Well, that was round 2. Some of the writers said he won that one. What was your opinion?
Well, the only place he hit me was body punches. I think that the head punches are more effective, and they should count more than body punches, but I believe I won it.
Well, let's pick up, if we can, with the last half of round 3. Here we are. By this point in the fight, did you feel that your control of him was sure?
Well, yes, in a way. But you never can tell what can happen in a heavyweight fight. He could butt me, or he could hit me low, or I could get cut. Anything could happen.
You seem to have been occupying your mind with his unorthodox tactics.
That's right. I was throwing a lot of body punches, but most of them hitting the side of my arms. And a few low blows, too. But I had a good piece of protection on, and that's the only thing that really saved me.
In other words, you feel without the protection you were wearing, you might have been...
Oh, I'd have been finished, yeah. I'd been seriously hurt. Because he's a strong fella. And
I think it's the first time you've said that.
There, he's knocked my trunks just about off of me because of those punches, as you can see.
And here's where you begin to tag him with flurry upon flurry. Remember this?
Right. But he's still standing. He wouldn't go. I had to give it to him. Me, myself, Howie, I don't believe I could take the punishment. If a man beat me like that, I would have to, I believe I would just have to quit. But he could take it.
That was the end of round 3, and you threw that disdainful motion.
Well, I was a little angry at all of those low blows he was throwing, and no one saying nothing, and it is illegal, and the referee and all the crowd of 14,000, no one booing him for it. And
let's watch this round in slow motion again, that which we have just seen of it.
As you can see, I'm hitting him, but he's still there.
Well, now the statement is by many that you can't punch.
Well, I punched just good enough to win.
But they want to know how you could knock Liston out in the first round and not knock this man.
Well, I weighed 206 when I fought Liston, and I was training on the heavy bag for about 3 months with no disturbances. And that had a lot to do with it.
Well, we'll continue with this fight, Muhammad, in just a moment. We're about ready for round 5, champ. People felt that Chuvalo might have hurt you in this round, and that's what I want to cover specifically with you as the action develops.
He grazed me a few times, and he missed with a few punches that looked good. And from a distance in a crowd, it looks real. Because at the minute that he would punch, I would lean back, and it did look like he was knocking me back from a distance in certain angles, but he knew seriously he didn't hurt me. I believe in hitting and running away and living to fight another day.
That's the old image of Muhammad Ali. Never saw a man with a head easier to get to, did you, in Chuvalo?
Well, he was easy to get to, but it really didn't hurt him. And that's what was so surprising to me. I hit him with some of everything in the book, and as hard as I could, but he just wouldn't go. You just have to give him credit. Some people just don't have feelings, or more than others. That was one of those graze punches that looked good from the audience, but it didn't do no damage.
Don't you ever get tired of dancing and circling?
Well, yes, I get tired sometimes, and whenever you see me stop and he just hit me with his arm on the back because of the way I was moving.
So it's actually your fault that you're off balance.
Right. But you asked me the question, do I ever get tired of dancing? I do. And when I do, that's when I'm in a clinch holding the fella, and a lot of times I just take a few punches and let him hit me in order to get a little, win.
He thought he hit you there, did he?
Well, I really couldn't see. He may have. He tagged me a few times, but he hit me with a jab then, but it wasn't too serious. There he tagged me with a right cross, but I was, moving with the punch.
Why'd you lead with a right then?
Well, I just saw a little opening, so I just took advantage of it. There, I believe he tagged me with a hook right there, and immediately I clinched him.
Some of the people thought you were on your way down.
No, it wasn't that serious. But it was an action-packed fight, and I understand it's the first 15-round fight since Marciano, I think, as a Charles. There, I barely got away from that one.
Do you think you lost this round?
No, I believe I won this round. I'm hitting him about 5 times to every one that he hits me.
Well, the reason why I asked you if you thought you lost this round is I want to replay the second half of it in slow motion so the fans can observe for themselves whether or not you were really tagged by some of those blows. We had skipped round 4 for a specific reason. It was much like round 3. Now, here we are in slow motion.
There he hit me in the back of the head with a right hand. That was 2 misses right there.
That's the point to showing it in slow motion, Muhammad. I might add that from this slow motion of round 5, we're going to go directly into round 7, skipping round 6.
He just missed a big hook right there. The main thing I had in mind, Howie, was to just stick and move, keep him at the end of my... There he just tagged me with a right hand, but it wasn't too fast. Keep the left on him and wait for an opening. And many times I saw the opening, I would hit him, but he just wouldn't go, so I had to back off of it. Or if not, you tire yourself out beating a man if he won't fall. There he tagged me with a body punch. That was a low one right there.
But you didn't complain to referee Silvers, huh?
No, I didn't. I didn't complain.
Why not?
Well, I really didn't have time to. The punches, they hurt a little, but it wasn't really enough to stop me. But I was hitting him so regular, I figured that he should be hurt more than me. But I have to say, he was determined.
How many blows did he take for every one he landed?
I would say about 6 or 7. He took them when
like
they hurt
more
the
in
worst.
this round.
The reason I have to give him credit and respect him as a tough fighter is because I'm hitting him where it really should hurt.
Notice how his face is becoming pulpy now, really battered. Next time, there.
It wasn't nothing too serious. It's just natural to be bruised, you know, after being hit so much, but he wasn't really hurt.
I think this round, the way you're boxing him all over the ring is typical of the way the fight went for the next several.
That's about right.
He tried to measure you there, but couldn't.
You notice I didn't throw no body punches in this fight, just about 2 or 3.
Why not?
Well, it's easy to be hit when a man goes for your body because he have to lower himself to come down, and his head is in your reach. And as you can see, when he do go down, he's open for everything that I'm throwing.
You didn't talk to him much during the bout, though, did you?
No.
You didn't taunt him the way you did Patterson?
No.
Why not?
Well, he's a nice fellow. He didn't say too much about me before the fight. They didn't use him to talk about me, so
All right.
I really had nothing against him.
We've talked about low blows, and I want to get specifically to the low blow situation with you, Muhammad, which we'll do in just a moment. Ready to resume his bout against Chuvalo last Tuesday night, but first a reminder, immediately after the conclusion of the bout, we're going to return you to Sebring, Florida, and Bill Fleming for the exciting conclusion of the 12-hour endurance race that took place there last Saturday. But for right now, Muhammad, let's take a look at some of the slow motion, stop, freeze, and straight fluid action in a montage of low blows in the fight last Tuesday. This is the second round. And there it is in stop action.
Yes, that's a low blow, and I really felt that one, too. I can plainly remember it.
All right, we'll break it for fluid motion. Still round 2.
Man, he's hit me behind.
There's stop action again. Did you feel that one?
Well, I felt all of them, really, but nothing was serious enough to stop.
Now we're in slow motion. And we're in the third round. Some ringsiders felt that as many as 11 to 14 low blows were landed in this round consecutively.
They just threw 2 low ones, but they were to the side, but they were low. Side of my leg. Hitting nothing in the elbows when he punches up, so he figured he could do more damage, I imagine, by punching low, so that's what he did. He just hit me with a short uppercut, but it really didn't hurt.
The best thing is to let these pictures do the talking, Muhammad.
My main interest was to let him tire himself out because he was so strong. I didn't have to stay in that corner, but since he wasn't hurting me, I just did it in order to tire him out.
Now we're moving up later in the fight. This is round 7. And there's the stop action.
Yes, that was a low blow.
And again. This points in round 9. Now, did you hear referee Silvers at any time won Chuvalo? Again, round 9.
No, I can't remember hearing him.
And you, I repeat, made no complaints at any time?
At one time, at the beginning of the fight, I let him know that he was hitting it low, but it didn't do no good. But the referee should have said something. It is a foul in boxing. It's a dangerous part to hit a man. And I just figured that they would do something about it soon, but he never did.
Well, now, Angie Dundee, your trainer-manager, he made reference of these low blows.
Yes, he kept asking the referee, when was he going to stop it? Next week? And the referee said nothing.
Did Silvers say anything?
Well, I really didn't have too much time to concentrate on whipping him and listening to the conversation of all the people, you know.
All right, we've carried that slow motion montage through round 9. The last round we fluidly showed was 7. We're going to pick up the fight with round 11 because what happened after round 7 in the 8th, 9th, and 10th was pretty much a repeat of round 7 with you boxing and dominating the action, as the viewers have been able to see. So we'll pick up with round 11 in just a moment. Coming on camera now. Round 11 coming up, Muhammad. Now you're getting close to the longest you've ever gone in a bout before this one, which was 12.
Right, 12 was the limit, but 15, this was a new experience.
How tired were you here?
Well, how I would say the 9th round, I felt real tired, but after the 9th round, I got what we call a second win in sports, and the 14th and 15th, I was tired, but I found extra strength to pull me through because so much was riding on me winning, and once you lose, that's it.
You didn't look tired with that last barrage to the head.
Well, I try not to show it because you have to impress the judges also. They're watching to see if you're tired, and you have to really look like the winner to win.
Now the viewers are going to get a chance to see just how mashed up Chuvalo's face has become. His eyes are now mere slits, which I'm sure you're well aware of.
Well, yes, he's now dropping his guard, if to say, come on in, but I didn't do it because he's really strong. It looks easy watching these things, but it's harder than it looks. Left and right, 2, 3 combinations there. Right. And I had to fight a lot better than him. There you see my trunks are low again, and my protection cup is showing because his body punches are pulling my trunks down.
6 straight times you hit him to the head in that last bevy of blows.
But I had to really be impressive. I figured the fight would go the distance, so I didn't want it to be close because it is possible.
You were worried about losing a hometown decision.
It's possible if it was close. So I had to really...
Did you think about this during the fight?
Right.
When Angie Dundee told you at the end of the 7th round that the thing was close,
yeah,
did you start to worry?
He kept telling me it was close, and he also kept telling me that on some of the judges' cards you're behind. It was hard for me to see, but...
Well, the way it turned out, you weren't, but...
Right. But I imagine that was the thing to make me fight hard.
Seems to me that George is lunging at this point.
And George is taking everything that I can fire, and as you notice, I had to back up and watch him because he really surprised me. Many people expect it to be a pushover, but they're surprised, and I imagine many of my friends in the States were sorry that they couldn't see it because they really wanted to see it after finding out how tough it was.
Well, that's the end of round 12, which was clearly dominated by you, and again, people are saying the man can't punch. How could you knock out Liston in 1 round and not knock this man?
I would call it, Liston helped me because he ran right into the punch. Boxing is funny. Floyd Patterson beat Chuvalo, and then I played with Floyd, and this is why people figured I would just have it easy with Chuvalo, but you see I didn't. And boxing is like that.
But you think you can punch?
Well, if I have to. I really didn't have the proper time to beat the heavy bags like I wanted to.
Well, let's take a look at the second half of round 12 as you continue to work on Chuvalo.
He was hoping and depending on his body punches gradually wearing me down, but he was surprised himself to see that I could take body punches so well. But in training, on purpose, I had my sparring partners to body punch me because I knew I would have to get accustomed to it. I knew he didn't have the reach and the speed to just tag me in the face. So he was relying on body punches, but they didn't wear me down because I was ready for them.
You likened him to Rocky Marciano before in style and approach. He's also kind of like an overgrown Gene Fulmer, don't you think?
That's right also. Tough fighter. Take 10 punches to hit you once. And 9 out of the 10 times, that one punch can really hurt you.
Well, he's not a knockout man. The end of round 12. You now safely in command in the fight, as you have been all the way through, and we're going to pick up with the rest of the fight, Muhammad, in just a moment. Muhammad, before we watch the close of this fight, we've seen round 12 concluded. You had never gone more than 12, as we've noted before. Did you think about this in the corner before the 13th and the 14th?
Well, yes, I was conscious of it. Many people were saying that if the fight went 12, Chuvalo would just about kill me in the last 3 because I've never gone that far, and that at the time I fought Patterson in the 12th round, I was dead tired. And then they said when I fought Patterson, if it goes over 7, he would beat me because at 7 with Liston, I wanted to quit. I think this only proves that beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm able to go a full 15 rounds. And if a champion can't go 15, then he's not really a champion.
Well, the 13th round was almost a duplicate of the 12th. So let's look at the final 2 rounds, 14 and 15, and take over the action here, if you will. That's Irving Ungerman, by the way, leaning over Chuvalo.
Did you say this was the 13th?
This is the 14th. We're skipping the 13th.
Well, the last 2 rounds really impresses the fans and the judges. And if you can finish this, if you can finish the strongest and get in the most points, then you're well ahead. So my main intention was to keep moving, stay on my toes, hit and move, and finish strong.
Boy, you can really see that right eye of Chuvalo's now. Still with the low blows, too.
And now I'm doing a lot of moving because every round in professional boxing is 3 minutes. And I have a way of knowing just about how much time has gone by. And I would say about half a minute now, which leaves me about 2.5 more minutes to move. And then I usually say to myself, well, I'm in lead so far. I've hit him about 6 times, and he hasn't hit me yet, really. So I'm winning, and that keeps you confident.
You have a way of knowing what the time is, you said.
Right. Now, he tagged me with a couple of hooks that time to the head and one to the body, which can influence the fans and the judges, so it was up to me to do a little more to overshadow that. There, I just hit him with a left hook. There, he just missed the left hook to the head. He just hit me with a left hook on the break. And there, I hit him with about 3 jabs, a right cross, and an uppercut.
As a view of Chuvalo's battered, pulpy face.
Right. He's determined because this means a lot for him and me. These last few rounds can mean the whole future for a fellow. 3 trips around the world, you know.
You're telling me at this point you didn't know you had the fight won? You were still worried about a hometown decision?
Well, I knew I had the fight won, but you never can tell. I wanted to knock him out. because many people have beat him on decision. But I wanted to be the first to knock him out.
But earlier in the broadcast, you told me that you tried the first 7 rounds to knock him out. You couldn't, and after that, you changed the tactics.
That's right. But I knew that I wouldn't knock him out. I really believed that I wouldn't. But the main idea I had in my head now was just to really outpoint him so that it wouldn't be no doubt who won the decision.
Well, got you behind the ear there.
Yeah. Few good ones. I figured that was my round, but some people who don't understand the art of boxing can say it was close, but I figure I won that round.
I would figure you won that round rather convincingly. However, it is quite true that a writer here and a writer there actually gave that round to Chuvalo, but they were in a preponderant, even overwhelming minority.
I can say the people who got their money's worth, I felt good about that. It wasn't no 1 minute or 2 or 3 round fight. They did get to sit there and watch a good 15-round fight.
And here we go, champ, with round 15. Referee still standing.
Yes, you know, he's shaking his legs. He's kind of old there, you know. He's getting to work out himself.
All right, you're thinking as you began this final round.
Yeah, I just hit him with a right cross and a left hook. Another left jab, and he just missed the hook. He missed another hook.
You're trying to show that you're not tired.
Well, you have to look impressive because the judge are watching. And I was a little tired. I was really tired, but professionals have a way of making it look like they're not. And you see him hitting me low but behind. And the next time I fight George, if we do have a rematch, I'm going to have a protection cup made twice this thick.
He's going to need protection for his right eye. Look at the way it's bleeding there.
It's just natural, but it's nothing really serious. We mixed it up in here somewhere. This 15th round, I remember going in right there.
Did he catch you then?
Yes, he caught me with a right hand. He caught me with another right hand. I caught him with a left, but I missed the right. And I hit him with a few hooks, but they were soft. That was a solid left-right hand. But this last round means a lot. Everything comes to your mind. So much is at stake. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, free trips, free dinners, and everything when you're champion. So it's all wrapped up in these last few minutes, it seems. And there I just hit him with a hook, and he caught me with something. I couldn't see it. We're both tired, but I was just blessed to have enough natural ability to outmaneuver him.
But you could understand the hometown crowd's enthusiasm for Chuvalo at this point. He's still on his feet.
That's just human nature to root for your own, so that didn't upset me. There I hit him with an uppercut, but nothing seemed to really hurt him. Right now I was saying to myself, this is the toughest man in the world.
Amazing the way he keeps coming in at you with that face as pulpy as it is.
Yeah, some lady, I understand, saw George come out of the ring. He had a few bruises. She said, my gosh, that Chuvalo is tough. And her husband said, no, that Muhammad Ali's the tough one. Some fella told me that in my dressing room after the fight. But he was a friendly fella. After the fight, he came over and shook my hand. I shook his. And there were no harsh words like most of my challengers. And before or after the fight. And I had a nice time there in Toronto. Everybody treated me nice. Mr. Harold Ballard, who let us have the boxing arena, wrote me a nice letter saying he enjoyed our company and all of the people there. I had many fans from Canada. And it really surprised me how nice I was treated there.
Well, it's over now. Well, you had all doubtful.
There you see Herbert Muhammad in the ring, the president of Maine bout, and Samuel Saxon, my brother, and all of my boys, and this Chuvalo's man.
I want to get to the question of the low blows again with the referee in the ring immediately after the bout. You haven't seen this.
Oh, did you talk to the referee?
Yes, sir. We're going to see it right
I'm anxious to see what he had to say.
We'll see it in just a minute. Talking again with Muhammad in just a moment. But for now, let's go to Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto. The scene at the end of the fight as I jumped into the ring to talk to referee Jackie Silvers about the low blows. All right, it's just been announced. A unanimous decision for Muhammad Ali. He retains his heavyweight championship of the world. This is referee Jackie Silvers. Jackie, how many times during the fight did you warn George Chuvalo for hitting low blows?
Well, knowing what kind of a fighter that George is, and knowing that's the only way that you're going to have something for your money, if it doesn't hurt the guy, I ignore it, see? If it's a kind of a punch, a going away punch, but it hits the guy low, it doesn't mean a thing, you know what I mean? But when he did, I'd say I must have warned him three times anyway, maybe possibly 4.
But you are implicitly saying that many low blows were struck that you ignored.
That's right. That's true. Well, I mean, they were thrown, and of course, as Muhammad was moving away, they landed low, which actually is not a low blow in the true sense of the word. I mean, I'm talking about a punch that is sent deliberately to hit low three times. But there was a lot of punches that Muhammad was moving, and he was thrown to the belly, and it landed a little bit low, which is actually very, very unimportant if you want to see something for your money.
You didn't feel that Chuvalo's whole tactic was to strike low blows with continuity?
No, definitely not. No, I've known George long enough, and that's the way he fights, but I know very well that he has no intentions of doing it on purpose, but he's a body puncher primarily. And I don't care who, Dempsey, anybody. If he's a body puncher, he has got to go for the body, and you're going to throw a few of them into left field instead of center field. That's definite. I mean, after all, the borderline is over here, and if it hangs over here, I mean, those are the accents of the trade, you know.
What if one of those low blows had seriously damaged the champion?
Ah, that is a different story. In that case, if it was a low blow and it would have really damaged him, then Muhammad Ali or whoever the fighter would have been, he'd have to get a 3-minute rest or 5 minutes to recuperate. And if possible, if he was really hurt, I would even give him 10 minutes.
Right.
And if it's impossible to continue the fight, and if the doctor concurs with me, then he loses the fight, and the fellow that fouled would win the fight.
And finally, just to re-emphasize the point, in your opinion, Chuvalo did not throw an excessive number of low blows?
No, I wouldn't. I would say no.
Thank you very much, Jack.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, now you know what the referee was thinking about, Muhammad.
That's right. Now, I noticed you defend me pretty well. I want to thank you for it.
No, that was a reporter asking the questions that we felt had to be asked at the time. Now I've got to ask you questions. I've got to ask you, first of all, about your personality. You seem strangely subdued. You trying to create a whole new image?
I mean, what do you mean by subdued?
Quiet.
Well,
not outspoken, not making a lot of noise.
I've said many of times that, in the past that I'm just not campaigning like I used to, saying I am the greatest, I'm this, I'm that, he's going to fall in this round, that round. The atmosphere is not right for it. I'm the champion now, and there's no need for it. I've said that many of times.
Do you really want to fight Cooper next?
Well, probably Henry Cooper, Brian London, Terrell, if he can get out of the little trouble he's in. But whoever offers us the most money, that's the main thing, the money.
You don't seriously regard Cooper or London as worthy opponents?
Well, I believe they are. I told the people that George Chuvalo would probably go 15 rounds. He would give me a tougher fight than Liston, Patterson, and Terrell, I believe. And as you see, he did. And I couldn't knock him out.